Hello and welcome to episode 38 of our Timberborn Update 6 Waterbeavers playthrough here in Cycle 43, Day 13. Half a day left until we have a drought, where we left off last time. So we do, of course, need to do a few quick things in preparation, including, but not limited to, removing beavers from the pumps so that we do not remove all of our water from our irrigation areas here. But the easiest thing for us to do is going to be to first just pause these accessory pumps. And then, after we've removed all of those guys, think about how we're going to reopen everything else to make room for all the beavers coming out of these other deep pumps. So you hit here, 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 and here. We're going to leave 2 of these normal pumps operating, and now we have 15 beavers who have nowhere to go. But, let's not forget, we have all of these buildings that have been paused. So we have room for 6 here, 6 here, 6 here, and then I think, yeah, here's a hauler's tower segment. I'm going to open this one up first because apparently we can never have enough hauling beavers ever. So that will give us 9 that need a home. And then I will open up, I suppose, 2 more of these builder's tower segments, and that should leave everything nice and even, more or less. So, now going into the last night before the drought, we have 11 vacancies, 24 incapacitated beavers. That number will fluctuate in time, but now we don't have to worry about all of this water being pumped out immediately, and we're still going to have a few beavers pumping. Ah, guess what? I forgot to turn these off. So now I guess I have to open up 1 more of these builder's tower segments. There we go. That's fine. That's going to work just fine. A couple other quick things before we get too far. There is a single pine tree marked for cutting. Not anymore. And that was just left over from when we were redoing everything else. So, get this on triple speed, get through the night here. Since it is a drought and not a bad tide, we don't need to mess with this guy, but to keep all of our water in place, we're going to want to have this floodgate dam all the way up. I don't think this one source can flood everything in the next, couple hours. Famous last words, etc., so on and so forth. That water pump needs to be turned off. Same kind of deal. And now we have a drought here. I almost forgot. This one needs to be turned off too. Cool. Problem solved. 7-day drought. Nothing we can't handle. Everything is looking just fine. And now these beavers are ready to get to work on plenty of other stuff. So, last episode, we finally got these trading balloons ready to go, but because we have big district problems, neither of these, well, this one's working fine, but the frozen human meat issue is not going to get resolved until we separate these into yet another district, which is going to be very annoying. That's how Waterbeavers works, folks. It's just suffering. So, yeah, this isn't going to do anything until this does something, and this isn't going to do anything until, they can actually do something with it. I have strong alcohol. We just don't have beavers that are able to handle everything because there's so much other stuff they have to do. It is what it is. The really annoying thing is that, separating these into separate districts is just, not going to be a very simple task. However, it's not going to be as horrible as you might think because we have some opportunities here to put a district crossing in. I think right here might make sense. The geography of this is going to be pretty abysmal, I'm not going to lie, but it should be okay. Remember that this mess up here was so that we could get all of this scrap metal out. For the sake of my sanity, I'm going to hit pause so we don't let too much time slip away while I'm opining here. That's your $5 word of the day. I want these guys off of here, so that's why that's coming out. So, this being completely disconnected will give us an opportunity to come over here and utilize regular platforms to put in a district crossing, which, of course, is not the district center, but is contained within. So that's where that's going to end up going, which is going to require that we put in a platform here, and then of course a staircase there. This will end up popped in, and because this is still connected on this side over here, we don't have to worry about anything. It's just going to make, you know, this a little annoying, but that will probably be for the best to separate this. These beavers working and living here will be able to operate a little bit more smoothly. I think the numbers should work out pretty nicely. But now that we have a drought for the next 7 days, this is a good opportunity for us to come in to this previously blighted land and make some geographical improvements. Specifically, with regard to how the Badwater is going to exit. A couple of people have asked whether or not the 2-wide outlet channel is going to be enough. And in theory, it should be okay. I'm going to pop in dev mode real quick just to check source strength. This one is 3, this one is 3, and this one up here is also 3. So we have a total strength of 9. Now, normally, out of dev mode, normally, your waterfall limit is 2.2 CMS, which for 9, we would have to have 5 edges. Because 4 times 2 is 8, times 2 is 8, so it's 8.8 is the maximum you can do with 4. We'd have to have 5 edges, but the edge of the map usually doesn't interact with the water physics the same way. That being said, 2 wide is still kind of small for 9 units of flow. The math should work out okay, but I kind of don't trust myself enough with said math, so it's going to probably be necessary for us to widen this exit here, which is going to unfortunately include this. And because we have mushrooms growing here, we're going to probably want to wait until this recipe finishes so we can get those. We're not out of the woods yet in terms of food supply, despite some stuff looking really good. That's just the way it goes. While this is completely, I guess, clean on these tiles, obviously not this, this is going to be our best chance to build something here without causing beavers to die or get contaminated or whatever. But that does mean we're going to have to remove these tanks. We're going to have something covering all of this, so every tank except the one that has tar has to go away. There's a reason we're still paused. We're going to get there. We have to have somewhere to put everything that's in here, or we have to have auxiliary storage that is not going to run out just because we remove all of this stuff. In the case of Badwater, this is only 300 of it. We have 930. That's going to be fine. I'm just going to delete it. We're not going to empty it. We're not going to worry about it. It's gone. It's gone. Water, I will empty because that's annoying to try and pick up off the ground and it keeps the beavers alive. Sunflower oil, we do have additional storage of technically, but we don't have another big tank or a medium tank or whatever. We only have some small ones, so when this one gets emptied, that's going to be it. Everything that's on the ground is going to be a problem, but we do have a couple hundred stored in these alchemists and various other buildings that consume it. If we are quick, we might still be okay. But I want to think about it. So I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm going to set that to empty just in case. But we have all of these other things here that will need to be removed. Don't delete the rubble. So now what has to happen is we have to build watertight buildings or something that's going to funnel all the bad water out this way in this space. So we'll come back in here with our regular platforms, and then as we have other stuff get constructed here, it's going to become easier and easier for us to have everything else going. So what do we replace this with? Well, we have a bunch of different choices, a bunch of different watertight buildings. Ideally for this, we're going to want buildings that are 2 blocks high. Simple solution is to do 2-story watertight lodges that employ hauling beavers, or the triple watertight lodges that also employ hauling beavers, because again, apparently we can never have enough hauling beavers. We'd have 2,000, it still wouldn't be enough. We also have some of these other buildings. The GMO growing lab has been frequently cited as a good example of something like that. It is a levee, if I can get this to actually, show up here. It is a 3x3 with a second story entrance. So if we were going to build one or a few of these, then this would not be a bad place to do it. However, we have to unlock it. We don't have 700 science. We also don't have the glowing fluid. So this is not going to be the place where those go, but it is some place that maybe in the future, if we ever get our stuff together, we could place a few of these. But for right now, it's not going to work. We can move on. Because this is also going to be dry over here eventually, we can stack buildings like cooking houses very easily, and this is probably one of the smarter things we could build. And we do have 4 of the medium cauldrons in place. Just depends on what we're growing where and what we want to be able to do. Now this area over on this side of the map does not really have a whole lot of supply nearby for making stuff like this. We have most of the cooking being done on the other side, so I'm going to not build this here. Just want to let you know that this does work. This would be a good thing to put in, but logistically speaking, it's not going to make a whole lot of sense. Industrial buildings-wise, we have screw presses that we could do something similar with, but they also have to have power underneath, and we don't really have enough stuff that's growing over here for that to be a viable thing. We're still going to have power coming through here. If we peel this back, we could very easily have power run back behind this for either these screw presses or mechanized kitchen houses, which do have a few other recipes that the regular one does not. Fried rice, specifically, being a really good one. Mushroom stew being a really good one. And then this vegetable stew, which we have not made yet, could be a good choice as well. So if we want to have mechanized kitchen houses, then we will need to make sure that we have all the other materials to build them. And right now, it looks like I could make a few. Not a ton, but I can make a few of them and it would be okay. That being said, it's probably not going to be tremendously helpful for us to have a whole bunch of these on this side of the map, just because of the logistics of moving materials around, unless it was for something like mushroom stew, because we have a whole bunch of mushrooms right here, and lotuses wouldn't be that hard to bring over, chestnuts, etc. But for the sake of not having to tear my hair out, I think the simplest thing to do is just going to be these triple watertight lodges, because they employ haulers, they have 5 job slots, 6 inhabitants each, and it's going to be better than having pit and ladder lodges absolutely everywhere. And it's just going to work. It's fine. So we can have a mixture of these. They're simple, quick to build, and also storage houses that will do liquids or solids or any ids, whatever you want to call them. Nice and simple, but anything that increases the number of haulers we have is probably objectively a good move. I can put 2 more of these in here, and that's going to have 20 hauler employees in one spot, and also give us housing for 24 beavers, which is going to mean that we don't have to rely on the pit and ladder lodges and all that other stuff all the time. So I'm going to let them get to work on this. Plenty of stuff for them to do. This will mean these suspension bridges can be removed, and then on top we can keep building more of these medium tanks. It's just the easiest, maybe not the best, but the easiest way we can move on from this. Now we still, again, don't have any more strong alcohol because we're waiting for this to get put in. It will just take time. But remember what I did at the beginning of the episode. I opened these guys back up, so now we have more beavers who can be builders. And if I reopen some of these jobs, then we're really going to be cooking. And there you go. Now there's no unemployment. And I've got a whole bunch more beavers that can build. So, moving on past that, we have a lot of other stuff to talk about. Just going quickly down the list here. These are all marked for cutting. That was a question someone raised. The issue we're having right now is we don't have enough beavers working as woodcutters. And I did mention last episode or the episode before that it would be smart for us to have a wood felling planification lodge over here. which is, there it is, something that we would have to, you know, detonate some of this area for the purpose of creating additional space. I wonder, actually, if I could put this up, say, here, what kind of range impact that would have, because this isn't really going to have to be a huge space. I don't know, maybe I'm being a little bit unreasonable. I could just put this right here and just be done with it. Yeah, I will dynamite this, but of course, you already know, it's just going to take time. So we can leave that alone. Next item of business. We have all of these berries here. They are not being gathered because there is no one to gather them. So, easy solution, gather flag right there. The next question someone had was, can you fit a giant buried tank under here? I thought it might have been possible, but unfortunately it is too tall unless I blast something out. And if I blast it out, then I'm going to have to take it all the way around in a 4x5 space because we do have to have room for the supports. So, unfortunately not going to work. I did think it was a good idea, so thank you for suggesting, but we're not going to be able to do that. Other stuff we talked about. Giant sequoias. I had a request to check those because apparently there's something funny about what can harvest them. I think that is going to show up. No? Come on. I've seen this before. I've seen it before, and now there we go. Yeah, so they're gathered by the giant sequoia feller or by mild disease. I'm assuming that has to be some sort of an error or something, but I did think that was funny. So, all you mild diseased beavers, come get your giant sequoias here, I guess. We have all of these guys who have injuries and are hungry or thirsty because, again, this is a giant district. But making this corner separate for the purpose of producing some of these items, tending to the giant fireflies, is going to be a smart thing. I do think this other corner here probably should be its own district just for farming. But like many things, you already know, can't rush into it. No solution is simple no matter how many times you leave a comment about it. I do appreciate you for doing so, though. The well-being thing is a constant. How many times am I going to say constant? I don't know until it's no longer constant. Source of frustration for me, because I'm like, oh, okay, well, we need to do something about it. We're like, why don't you just simply build well-being? So like, it costs science, and we're trying to save it. So I will appease you. I will get the 1x1 roofing piece, and I will build in a couple of locations a single piece that will hopefully, maybe, probably not, but possibly give us some sort of tiny bonus to literally anything. It is what it is. The reason I'm not putting it up here is because I'm probably going to want to have other stuff come up. But it's just, there's so many different areas where beavers live and walk and do all this other stuff that you're never going to have everything be completely perfect. It's just not possible. Sometimes you just kind of have to give up on that, but it's fine. It is what it is. We turned this guy off last time because we didn't have enough beavers to go around, and I didn't want to have all of our scrap metal and stuff going into this research when we clearly need it for other stuff. And we have debated at length about the merits of, you know, getting more iron in and all that. No matter how many beavers I throw at this, it's still not enough, ever. No matter what. So, we just need to get more iron ore. And yes, the ideal solution, long term, is to put another one of these guys right here. So, I don't think I have the ability right now to... Oh, I actually just got enough science to research the mechanical drill for the iron ore as well. See, this is where I'm going to have to be really careful not to make a mistake and also make sure this gets built before. Because this gravity battery is empty. So right now, I have just south of 40,000 HPH from this guy, joining with all of this up here, just south of 50,000, trying to keep all of this stuff alive. And that's a lot I'd be taking out if I disconnected all of this. because then these are going to be going away, and I'd also have to blast this completely flat. That's a lot of dynamite that I don't have to be able to use this. So we're not going to do it right now. I know, it's very frustrating to continuously say, you need to do this, and then for me not to do it, but we cannot. This is not normal Timberborn. This is episode, what, 38 of this? We did 70-something of the previous one, and the one before that I did like 50. This is not normal Timberborn. It will never function that same way that normal Timberborn does. We cannot do this right now. But we can do a few smaller things, like putting this guy in. And this is now empty, which means I have another place to put one of these guys. Except now I have too many platforms. These have to go away without deleting everything else. And then these platforms go here. Now, why am I not building something underneath this? Because this is going to eventually dry up. That's a very good question. The answer is, I don't want to. Not a good answer? It's fine. It's just easy to do this now and come back and do something else later. We can always delete this during another drought. Now, because this is going to be cut off, this is no longer going to be a viable thing for us to do. Which is why I have a final interesting idea with the Badwater pump, the full-size one. And that is for us to, underneath this guy right here, as soon as this gets moved, this will require us taking out this mushroom grower and this mushroom grower. So, well, I have 4,000 food. Let's just do it. No use waiting. We're going to take all of this mess out, because this one also right here has to be blown up with dynamite. Let's make sure that's a priority. Get that going. That's going to be blasted out, which means this and this and this also need to be blasted out. We don't have a lot of explosives. We are making nitroglycerin, and this is making balloons. I do have a single balloon, and now our balloon storage is full, so this no longer needs to be balloons. These were both making balloons, and now they can't make anything. That is unfortunate, but now we're making balloons. So, moving on with our lives here. I got 55 nitroglycerin. Okay, we don't need to make any more of this for right now. Probably not. So I'm going to pause this alchemist. Get the rest of this stuff in. Please don't explode. Any beavers, that is. And we have all of this here. I'm going to do potentially a bad thing. That's to break all of that out, because this is all just logs, and we have all these scaffoldings and stuff we don't need. I'm also going to do a bad thing and do that. But now, think about what I've just enabled here. Because the regular Badwater pump, because we still have plenty of space to connect things to, all I've got to do is, yes, blast more of this out with dynamite, as one does. But once this is in place, this is going to be fantastic, because this will fit right here. It will constantly have bad water flowing through it, and it will constantly be powered, because this also is going to be able to have a power thing going to it. Mom, help, he's insane. Yes, I know. We've established this. But now we have that going to come out, so that's 8 here. I've got this one here. I need another, so that's 9. And then over here, I think we've already placed 3. They can't get to that one. So technically, I need 10. Dynamite, when it is produced, comes out in quantities of 5, which is currently working here. And in the process of working here, once they get more nitroglycerin, which I guess they imported all of it into here, so that's not going to happen. Well, it's fine. Point is, this is, it's going to be possible, and it's going to be okay. This copy of sludge no longer has to be a thing. Specifically because the small Badwater pump underneath it no longer has to be a thing. But it's going to be inconvenient to take that out, so I'm going to pause that. And I'm going to also pause that, which will help reel in some of our other stuff here. I told you we're going to have all sorts of good stuff happen, folks. We just have to trust the process. Alright. Ooh, dangerous. Alright, now that's taken care of. This will need to have these platforms put in place here. And I will, once again... How many times are you going to rebuild those? As many as it takes. Next question. Once again, put that in place. Remember that I have to have something on top of here. Easiest thing will probably be to just put regular platforms. This has to have a mushroom grower on top. And this will also have to have some other stuff taken care of here. But let's detonate this now, because we have to have other stuff in place. Upward power shaft going that way. Downward power shaft going that way. And then we do the same kind of thing to come through here. I don't know that we're going to need to have another... put this on single speed. I don't know we're going to have another one in here, but just in case, I'm going to put this as a T-intersection in the event that we do need to do that. Just to make this slightly less stupid. Now that can come in here, and because this is set up this way, this is going to create an interesting conundrum for us. All that's disconnected. Yes, we knew that was happening. But now I have a chance to take this upward power shaft here also, and then replace this. Yes, I know. The science, you can't spend your science. You said I'm spending it. That will connect all of this. And everything will be perfectly fine, and the children will be laughing and playing in the streets. And I'm also going to have stairs, so they can actually build all this. I believe they can accomplish this with minimal weeping or gnashing of teeth. This has been built. This is not a separate district yet. It does have to have a district center, which is going to mean that we have to also make sure we have food storage in here. They will import it through the district crossing, which is not going to be that big of a deal. But we do have to make sure it's not going to be completely stupid. The other challenge we're going to have is importing the materials that we are making here. Chestnuts, I have a storage for right there. Chestnut beer we are creating in-house. Logs, not going to be hard. Brain-stimulating mushrooms we should be creating in-house over here. Logs, again, not hard. Water, a little bit more of a challenge. But once this is all taken care of in a satisfactory manner, then I think we're going to be in decent shape. Don't forget, I've wanted to have clean water come through the backside here for a long time. Oh, this just dried up. That's convenient. I'm glad I didn't plant rice here like I was considering doing. Alright, so 3 days. 3 days left in the drought. We're down to 3,200 water, which is, if you're playing along at home, not ideal for 3 days with 339 beavers, but I think we are going to be just fine. Oh yeah, I was checking on this other stuff. Importing for this. Methane, not going to be too hard. It's being produced right here. Metal blocks, not going to be too hard. We already talked about methane. That's being traded for in here. Honestly, I think this district is more or less ready. The chestnuts are going to be the only annoying thing, but they're already having an import thing here, so that's fine. If I can remember where to click. Alright. District Center. Just have to find a place to construct this, and then actually construct... Excuse me. Should not eat dinner before I make these. If I put this here... It's not technically the center of the district, but it is a pass-through. So, that is probably... Ah, that's right, we have to actually have those separate. So that's going to be hopefully easy to build. How are we looking here? Still making very slow progress. As we expect, that's fine. This suspension bridge is going to have to be replaced with just regular stuff, but... No buts, I'll just do it. We actually have the capability of, you know, just building stuff now without it being a huge ordeal. Alright, triple speed it is. I'm so glad they can build this from above because it's annoying. Oh, well, they can't build all of this from above, but most of it. It's annoying to have to do all of this all the time. I think that's going to be one of the next things they pop in. Should be okay. Yep, progress continuing slowly. But it is progress. They're even working on that. Look at him go. Look at him go. We're having such a productive episode already, folks. Love to see it. Now, we do have an issue potentially over here sometime soon, and it is, I guess, a few of these cabbages are not irrigated when there is no water in this channel. Yes, we knew this was going to be a thing. But the new concern, since this is a drought, it's very likely we're going to have a bad tide next, is we're going to have to do something about irrigation. We have these irrigation lodges we can put in a few different spots, and they can repel the nasty water, which is always good. This is probably the best place to be putting another one of these. These are about to grow, so I'm going to have that there. Now, before anybody says anything about this, yes, I am aware that this is not the correct orientation to put another hauling tower. However, I'm so sick of hearing about the hauling tower, I'm not going to build one anyway. No hard feelings. I'm just... Look, I get it. We have to have haulers. That's the way it is. Now, this being separated here is going to cause all the beavers to vacate this area. I will let them out. But once they are gone... Oh, is that actually still connected? No, it's not. Okay. Once they're gone, we can connect here. And now we have District 3. Which, yes, it does not have a name. Yes, District 2 also does not have a name. Yes, I will be running a poll for both of these before the next episode. And I mean it this time. I just keep forgetting. But I mean it this time. We're gonna have 2 polls. So, I already have a bunch of name suggestions for this. Feel free to leave me suggestions for this one. Please and thank you. So, now that leaves us with a District 3 that has nobody living in it. And we have 24 open jobs. We have 18 available beds. Obviously, this is not ideal. We need more housing. So, you know what this district is missing entirely? That's right, it's hauler beavers. And guess what? I need 6 beds. Guess what has 6 beds? That's right, it's the triple watertight lodge. Don't you love it when a plan comes together? So now I have to have somewhere for this to go. That is a little bit of a problem, isn't it? Because this is the 2nd story entrance version. Oh, but I also shouldn't create too many additional jobs, but I do need to have hauler beaver jobs. What a conundrum. See, this would employ 2, this would employ 5. So that would actually increase the negative on the jobs to 29, while only increasing... It's a push, more or less. That is unfortunate, isn't it? If I built one of these, I'd increase the population by 6 and only increase the job count by 2. But I also don't need to have 4 beavers working here, so I guess it's fine. I also probably shouldn't be worried about it. I should just shut up and build this, huh? So, triple watertight lodge it is. But where to go? I don't really have any more dynamite I can pop anywhere, do I? Probably not. So, for lack of some other better place to put it, yes, it will go here. And yes, it will have a staircase to connect to that. But, wait, where did I put that other one? I heard 2, whatever. We need to have a minimum population of, to prevent a infinite beaver factory, currently 24. Well, actually, it would be 18. But we're going to call it 24 so all the jobs can be filled. Alright, so come one, come all. I really hope we can import food, or else you're all going to have a terrible time. Should be okay. So now in our main district, we've got 21 vacancies. And also 12 free beds, so I guess that will solve itself pretty quickly. This is still fine, although it could use a little bit more balancing. Look at us go. We're getting real close, folks. Things are looking good. This one is almost done. This is connected here. Toasty. Let's go. We got that last bit there. Oh, yes, but I can't light this off now because they're picking up all this stuff off the ground, which I know some of you will be very pleased by. Look at all this Badwater. Yeah, they're not going to be able to take that for a while. All right, no one's down here, right? B for boom. Cool. So now what's happened is we have a bunch of Badwater in the hole, which is exactly where it's supposed to be. 150 for the Badwater pump. And now this gets to go right here. That can get built. And on top of it, you're never, ever in a million years going to guess what goes there. That's right. It's the triple watertight lodge. So, that's going to solve a whole bunch of problems. It's going to be fantastic. And I am very happy that I decided to do this. How are things going in District 3? We already have Lotus Flower Tea. Of course we do. Did I? Okay, oh, I do have a tank for water. That's good. That was actually really important, and I kind of regret that I hadn't built that, but... Or had thought I hadn't built that. That's fine. How are we doing over here? Harvesting the last cabbage. So, we're going to solve 2 problems with 1 stone here. We have 5 job vacancies, 5 incapacitated beavers. We do have some treating, so that's going to be fine, but now that we have all this extra space here, and these cabbages will get picked up, I said these cabbages will get picked up. Anybody? Anybody at all? Anyone going to come get these cabbages? Seems like the answer is probably no. Oh, we don't have storage for it. Okay, well, that's a little bit of an unfortunate problem, isn't it? Alright, fine. Build yourself a little tiny storage for cabbages. I have to have that empty so I can put in a irrigation lodge here. So this is more or less the ideal location to keep this forever healthy, non-infected, whatever you want to call it. That's fine. We'll come back to that in a moment because the biggest priority is to make sure that this gets finished in the next 1.2 days. The only things we're missing are planks, 1 log, metal blocks, and then this thing on top has to get built. I'm pretty sure that's going to be possible. So we're just going to keep on keeping on. This will not be accessible until this is completely evaporated out. And that will take, yes, some time. This unfortunately cannot help because it's above. But we can kind of speed the process along a tiny bit by building a couple of Badwater bucketing posts. Except I don't have an easy way to get down here yet. Well, not yet. Oh, I can't build on top of that. Okay, well, I guess I shouldn't be upset about it. That will help tremendously. This is done. Now this gets to get built. I'm just so happy this is going to work. Because I had that idea. I was like, that would be cool. What if it doesn't work? Then I get to be bad. Then everyone will hate my videos forever. I digress. We now have space to put this in right here. And I can't flip it, so that's going to have to be good enough. But, again, that's going to be really, 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 really great to have that there. Very excited. All sorts of other fun stuff we have to get to. I'm going to pre-lower this. And we still have water here. So I think at this point now I can turn the mechanized water pump back on. 0.5 days left. And now I have 45 vacancies. We've got injuries. We've got all sorts of stuff. Did I just have a whole bunch of beavers die of old age at once? Not really a whole bunch, but complicated things. 6 homeless beavers are hopefully going to not be homeless for too much longer. Yeah, they'll take care of that. Now I just need the strong alcohol. Oh, they just drank it all. Okay, well, you know, given your circumstances, I can't say that I blame you. But we need water to come in here. Or we need something to come in here. We're going to have a really, really bad time. These guys are, they're going to be thirsty. Going to be just a little bit thirsty. Alright, so that's done. I think we can safely move on from this now. So we got 0.1 days left. in the drought. I think this is going to be fine. I'm going to wait for water to come back in here before I lower anything else down, but we're making it work, folks. Making it work. Ah, see, I kind of forgot about this not being a thing that is going to let me, Oh, no way! Never mind. Problem solved. That is so busted. I can't believe that works. Oh, that's right. I have the path here. Man, that was about to just be a day ruiner right there, and then the game's like, don't worry, I got you. It's gonna be fine. Oh, what a happy day this is. What a happy day this is. If I say I love it when a plan comes together one more time, I think I might get hunted for sport, but, you know, life goes on. Clean water should be pouring forth hopefully soon. Put this on triple speed, get that going a little bit faster. Come on. Come on. You know you want to. Just come on. There it is. Alright, so now that's coming out this way. We almost have some coming from here. I think this is going to be fine. Click on the correct thing, please. That's fine at 1. Actually, I need to... Oh, come on. Hitbox on the gravity batteries is killing me. There we go. So, I did not remove this because I didn't have enough dynamite. We were about to have enough dynamite. So this could actually be a good opportunity for us to put this in, but we will have to see exactly what happens here. We need a separate source of water for this district. And that is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Obviously, they're going to bring whatever they can, but we don't have that much water over here anyway. I'm just so curious. I'm so excited to see this work here. Of course, that's going to take time. It always does. But yeah, look at us go. Don't you just love this? Isn't it so nice and clean? Nice and neat? Well, we have to have storage on top of it. That's what I said we were going to do, so... Medium tank time. How many can I fit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these? Oh, yeah. That was the pause key, not the tab key. There we go. So, water here. We need sunflower oil. It probably would not hurt to have a tank for basic balm, since we're going to be producing a decent bit of it. Nitroglycerin, I'm not going to dedicate a giant tank to. Glowing fluids in a separate district now. Lotus flower tea, probably don't need to have one. Strong alcohol, don't need to have one. Spicy sodas, wine. I'm going to do another one for tar, another one for water, and another one for sunflower oil. Yes, I know there's still a whole bunch on the ground. Oh, I lied. Badwater. we need for Badwater. That can be what that is right above this. We are going to need to redo this with a ladder to get down there, but that's not right now. How are we looking here? We're going to have Badwater come through here. Nobody's down there. All right, don't make me a fool here. Don't make me a fool. Fit through the outflow, please and thank you. If this backs up, it's going to be really, really, really funny, and I'm also going to be incredibly angry, but those two things do tend to go hand in hand these days. I actually don't see it getting any higher than... Okay, there it goes. I knew we were going to get more through here eventually. Yeah, because now that's reaching in. As long as it doesn't overflow. Yeah, okay. That is, that's working. I think we can consider that to be a success. Now we have another problem, which is I have 60 vacancies. Probably largely because of these having way too many job positions open. So I'm going to deprioritize, and I'm also going to take these down. No, but you need the haulers. Look, we don't have the beavers yet. And this is just making things harder. So, this is still 8 hauler jobs, but they are super deprioritized. And now that looks slightly less terrible. We still have more vacancies than available beavers. We have 10 here. We have 3 here. We have none here. So we do only have 13. But we also have all of these builders' tower segments that we can now pause. We don't need. And now, guess what? Now, once I reopen this alchemist, that should be down to just about 1. Yeah. And that number is still pretty high, but it's not quite as bad as it was. So many problems have been solved. Now we can turn on these pumps. I will turn off those. We have them in the higher efficiency ones. Continue getting more water. These things all running. Everything looking pretty good. How are we doing here? Are we truly miserable still? Kind of. We still don't have the strong alcohol going in here. Come on, man. Okay, chestnut beer, chestnut beer. Unable to get required... Oh, it's the water. Oh yeah, these are consuming so much water, and we don't have any native pumps in this thing here. We're importing all of it. Okay, well that's a little bit of a drag. Alright, I'm going to hit pause here. This is going to be possibly our best opportunity to dam this up. I have 51 metal fasteners. I know buildings would be better, but I don't want to have beavers living all the way out here. So this would be 15. I can't do that. For the sake of symmetry, I'm going to do that. That and that. I think they should be able to build that. I have a path coming all the way out to here. It wouldn't be super easy. But this isn't going to be a problem if I do this, right? Yeah. Bring this all the way out to here. Build that bit, and then I can take this out. And then all of that clean water can come through here, and we can put in some pumps all the way over here in this pool. I know this is not ideal, obviously, but it is the reality in which we find ourselves at this point in time. Deep water pumps could be a challenge for us to construct, but not a hopeless scenario. This is a kind of an unenviable position to find ourselves in here. Well, I'm going to have to do it. Otherwise, these guys are not going to survive. So, that 2 right there is fine. Again, this is risk management type stuff. I'm going to have to build this... Oh, all these things that may not want to get imported if they don't have a storage. But we'll have to let it... just have to let it be, I guess. These need to be prioritized. I can only reach from the main district, but that's okay. Making progress. This is working. Oh, that... Okay, see, that is high. If that was too wide, that probably would have overflowed. That's fine here. I don't have any way to get up here, which is unfortunate. I guess probably the easiest thing for us to do here is going to be to put in ladders facing this way. Yeah, I think that's going to be best. And I can put another one over here. Just trying not to use all of my metal blocks. Oh, we super did. All right, well, off of triple speed. See, now I've caused problems for myself again. How do I keep doing this? All right, so that is supposed to be making stuff. Okay. There's a single beaver working here. Okay. Well, I mean, that is working. What can I close jobs-wise to get these guys to go in here? What should I close jobs-wise? Oh, I don't need 8 beavers in here. Okay. Let's go down to 2 beavers. That might help. Let's go to 4 here and 4 here. I know we don't technically have all that many, but it's fine. So that being what it is, these don't require metal blocks, but they do require the fasteners. That's fine. These require metal fasteners, and I'm not going to have enough to build more than one of these, but I do feel like I absolutely must have the faster ones, or we're going to have a terrible, terrible time with this. Well, that's the way it goes. Oh, okay, they are dying of thirst. Well, that's regrettable. What can I change over here? Not really much, huh? I probably don't need to have 2 giant things of Badwater. I probably want to turn this one into lotus flower tea, just so I have somewhere for that to get stored. Obviously, this is going to take a long time, but I can do this. I can start making brain-stimulating mushrooms over here. This is still part of this other district. Making food is objectively good. These guys might get kind of tired of mushrooms at some point, but I think they'll survive. It should be okay. So I did inadvertently kind of create some other problems doing this, but in the process, we have really, really, really helped a lot of other stuff. And I think that is going to be a good thing. Okay, so that's fine. I'm just paranoid about infinite beaver generation. Okay, what caused... Ah, that was this thing. Now it has to have that. I don't have... Oh, I have 5 pollution resistance factor there, but I really should have storage for this somewhere. There we go. Pit warehouse right here. Easy solution. And then a pit tank for water. Also easy solution. They'll build that at a time of their choosing. So I think once this catches up, I'm going to have... Wait, why are these... Should I just raise... Yeah. Let's just get 51 beavers in here. There we go. We don't need baby beavers in this district. That's just asking for problems. Okay, how are we looking here? Progress. Very slow. This is... Oh, okay, they're importing metal fasteners. Good. Now I just have to make sure I don't run out of metal fasteners. And we're making them with scrap metal. That is a very, 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 very slow process. We're getting there. Don't have anybody living or working here. Oh, because that's not connected. Oh, well, I guess technically I'm breaking the rules by having this not be anything, but they don't have metal blocks to do it yet, so nothing I can do about it. We're just going to move on. This is paused. That's paused. That's probably fine that way. Once this dries out, I can take these stilts out and we can just make a whole bunch of stacks of this stuff. That's going to help a lot. How are we looking here? Okay, water's improving. Now that I don't have any storage for strong alcohol anymore, they can't drink all of it. Problem solved. Except now I have additional other worse problems. They're importing food. That's good. Water's still not good. I don't really have any other options at this point. See, if I open this up, this is going to not... Well, they can't even operate a single one of these pumps yet, anyhow. But they're getting everything except... No, they have tar now. Okay. We just really need water. This is where barreled water would be a great thing. Because I'm pretty sure... Yeah, I can't store barreled water in one of these things. I haven't even thought about that in a super long time. Yeah, none of these will take barreled water. But there was one building that did. And I don't remember. I don't remember where it was. Was that this guy? Yes, it was. Okay. So barreled water is not going to be the solution to that unless we're using it for irrigation, which we're not. I do have this enabled. Obviously. I guess they just don't have enough to do. Sarcasm. Oh, we already have glowing fluid? Is this working? Oh, nice! It totally is. Totally is. Great. So glowing fluid being imported is very, 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 very good news. Because that means we can build a GMO growing lab. Hooray! Except now we don't have 700 science, and we didn't at the start of the episode, so I guess I shouldn't be upset about that either. But we will get there. It's going to be okay. As long as they don't all die. So back to triple speed we go. I really hope I can get this done before it's too late. Nothing here yet. I'm going to pause construction of this just to make sure this one gets done. Metal fasteners, one at a time, probably not ideal. Oh, crap. They don't have any way to clean themselves. Okay, this is bad. Oh, no. Oh, boy. So here's what we're going to have to do. Here is what we are going to have to do. I need to emergency disconnect this and this and this. That's the wrong button. So now I can reconnect. This is so stupid. How did I not do this? So this is now how far this district reaches. I have to build. These are all dead, so that's fine. I absolutely must build a shower. I should have done this a long time ago. I will put 2 of them in. I guess this is going to stay like this now. This will be actually probably not a terrible place for a district crossing, but man, I can't believe I did not do this. And I think the other district can build both of these. I totally forgot the beavers had to be clean. Oh, that's bad. That's real bad. This dirt storage can be removed. And this is going to end up being probably an okay spot for another district crossing. I guess we'll just commit to it. It's going to have to be good enough. I'm just creating so many jobs, and it's not good. We're working, though. We're trying. We still even on this? We are. Okay, that's fine. Water's going up. I need to keep building more of those automated pumps, but I have to have somewhere for them to go. Long term, this district would really benefit from having one of those. I just don't have any water from which it can pump. We can get power easily through this. That's not going to be an issue. That still hasn't been done. I guess that's fine, but man, I really need some water coming in here. Just about finished. I just need 20 more metal fasteners, and I have 34. I need another 14 for this, so it looks like we have exactly enough. If they can bring everything else over here. Planks. Logs are almost done. Yeah. Well, I might not have done everything perfectly, but it's going to work out. We're going to be all right. Going to be fine. One of the other things that was suggested that I do really like the idea of is over here in District 2, giving these guys a way to make braised cabbage, because we have cabbage and we have mushrooms. The only problem is you have to have a, what do you call it? Very technical term. To do that, and I guess this would work fine. I don't have a clay pot. How do you make a clay pot? Well, you have to make it in... Oh, I got rid of that, didn't I? I super did. Yeah, there it is. Wood burner. So now I have to find a place for a wood burner that I can actually use. Oh, I could just do it in that same... Oh, no, I don't have clay. I don't have clay in that district. Okay. Come on. Oh, this will work. It's a horrible spot for it, but it will work. I know. Just adding more and more and more and more and more stuff for them to do is what it is. Now we're just waiting on metal fasteners, and then they can pump their own water, and good thing they haven't finished this yet because the water is not even available. And it might not be available. We'll get there. Good thing we had the showers, though. So I still have 6 open vacancies. Nobody working as a hauler. That is about to change. There we go. Now we have 2. Which for a small district is probably fine. So we almost, by almost I mean not even close, have the Badwater removed from this so we can put Lotus Flower Tea back in. We're getting there. We're getting there. 10 haulers here. 8 haulers here. So numbers are going up. I do still have some in this as well. That is fine. Can't help but think there's a couple other things that were really important for me to try and do today. I know I write stuff down, but I don't always remember. Let's see. Oh, I was going to blow this up. So I can put in a tapper, not wood felling, whatever thing is. Okay, that's done. This one's next. Then that one. This one needs 6 more metal fasteners. I believe it's going to have the ability to do it. Glowing fluid's going to need to get consumed soon, which means I need science. Science, of course, being made at the library, which does not have brain-boosting salts. And, there's nobody working here. Because it, because it needs strong alcohol. Okay, so mistakes were made. To absolutely no one's surprise, I guess that can be for strong alcohol. They're not gonna be building this for a while because I have these other things prioritized, but it's fine. It's okay. We're working on both of these things. Still need 6 more metal fasteners. We haven't died to thirst in how many days? Wow, 1 whole day. Great. New record. These guys are not necessarily having the best time. Yeah, water is a very, very big problem, especially when this uses so much of it. So, for the sake of, the beavers surviving, I'm going to pause all of these fermentation barrels so they can take the stuff out and drink it so they don't die. It's not going to reset progress. It's just going to remove the extra stock. So. And it's immediately gone. Just about. But making chestnuts isn't going to matter if the beavers that make them are no longer alive because they had to put their drinking water in the chestnut machine. If I pause this, it's a house, then that's a bad idea, but... Oh, wow. Okay, we got a lot. We got a lot in here. 100 something. Yeah, see, not my strongest bit of mental fortitude here. Okay, so that is going to come through here. Once I delete this, it is going to cause problems that I cannot easily fix. But I think as soon as this deep water pump is complete, I am going to remove the dams over here. Long term, I should replace them with a floodgate dam, but right now we just need to get these beavers hydrated. And this is also going to flood across here until I put deep water pumps or something else to block this off. Which probably is going to need to be GMO growing labs, but we can't build one yet. You know how it goes. So I think that is going to have to be what it's going to have to be. I have 46 explosives. So here's what I'm going to do. I have the ability to create a channel. Even if this is going to go off the map, I can send some of it in here. And then maybe not quite this much. But definitely that. I know it can get to there. It's day 6. I should have a few more days of this. Alright, come on. Come on, beavers. Come on, oh, no, this is finished. Okay. This is going to cause problems for sure. But let's think about this strategically. Let's hit pause. This is not finished. It will not be finished. It will take too long. I have the ability to just build regular houses or something that will probably be a little bit faster. But why do I have a giant log in this district? That doesn't make any sense. See, that's 3 inhabitants. Pass-through lodge is 3 and is slightly larger, but it requires more ingredients. All these aqueducts, we haven't even gotten into like the juiciest parts of this mod either. What a shame. Okay. This isn't going to get built fast enough for the sake of, you know, protecting our beavers here. This is going to be the easiest way to do this. So that is 9. That's another 3. This is not going to make sense to a lot of you, but it's going to be necessary. It's going to be necessary. I can also pause this because this isn't a levy. These also employ haulers. It's fine. Again, it's not ideal. It's not possible. Isn't that from Interstellar? It's not possible. It's necessary. I don't know. Good movie. Kind of makes your brain hurt. But, so what are they even building right now? Getting so caught up with all this other stuff. I know this is not ideal. We're going to redo it later. To be something that is not entirely stupid. And this is also going to drain everything out of here, but I guess it's alright. So, got to keep the beavers alive. I'm just going to take this one out. But this is going to really, really help us out. And look at that. Now we have more irrigation. And less poison. Alright. Come pump it out. Let's go. You only have so much time before this becomes a really, really, really bad idea. Hopefully they can build this kind of quickly. Okay, we already have these vacancies here. Alright. I'm gonna hit pause on this right now. That's fine. They're just gonna build the rest of this. Oh boy, the flooding's already here. Okay. Well, I told you it was a stupid idea. Look, I know. I know. And now that's been deleted, and we've wasted materials. But you know how this goes. The flooding will not last forever. Hopefully. You know what? I deserved this. I absolutely deserved it. Let's stem the bleeding. Close that up. The extra will drain off now that I've flooded my entire district. And then we'll let them finish this. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So on that note, I think it's time to end this episode. I am going to, of course, have this continue running in the background here, but we've solved a lot of problems. We've caused exciting new ones. Not on purpose, but sometimes it just happens that way. But we now have a 3rd district. It is technically operating. Not right now because everything's flooded, but it does exist. And we've diverted Badwater, and we can start reclaiming the other corner of the map over here. Maybe next episode, we'll see. So I appreciate your support. It really is not possible without the people who contribute to the channel and make it so that I don't have to worry so much about how the algorithm deals with things. We can have fun doing things for a long time and not, you know, trying to game everything. Just enjoying what we get to do. And I'm always going to be thankful for those folks. So, at any rate, that bit didn't make sense, so I have to cut it out. That's fine. But the important thing is, I'm glad you're here. Hopefully you're enjoying this. We'll see what happens. We do have a lot of other stuff we have to solve, but now nothing is flooded. I do have to figure out how to, fix that. But that's the next episode problem. Don't forget, we're going to have votes for District 2 and now District 3. So drop your name ideas for District 3 in the comments of this video, and I will run a poll this week for both of those. And we'll have a good time figuring out what we're going to call the rest of this. But yeah, that's it for this one, folks. Have a great rest of your day, whatever it is you're doing. Stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.